So, good morning. We are grateful that you are here with us, wherever you're coming from, wherever you are in this moment. We're blessed to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where it's a really cold, crisp, clear day. And we want to welcome Joe Jencks, our guest speaker musician, here from outside Chicago, correct?
Yeah, I am joining you from DeKalb, Illinois, and I'll note that these are the ancestral lands where I live of the Ottawa and the Potawatomi people.
Beautiful. So I'm going to invite Rudy in to come help us sing and get here with our opening song, Come Celebrate. And we'll see you back here shortly, Joe. Thanks. We're going to switch places.
Good morning. Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, one by one, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Come celebrate, join in a circle, come celebrate, I open wide, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, I open wide, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. We are one.
And as we celebrate together, we take this time to honor and nurture the four directions. This time to remember this blessed place that we live upon as we chant, O Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me. And we'll sing that once for each of the four directions as we physically, if you're able, turn and face into each of the directions as we honor and nurture Mother Earth. So we'll begin by turning to the east, the direction of new beginnings, of the rising sun. Together.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And then we turn and we face to the south, the direction of the noonday sun, of abundance, of well-being.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And we now turn to the west, to the land of the setting sun, to letting go of the past, to opening to the mystery of what comes next.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me.
And now we turn and face into the north, into that direction of midnight, of the darkness, of the challenges that are always present everywhere, that are always calling us to stand firm in this moment. To the north.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
And now we turn within. We turn into that realm of spirit. We turn into the infinite now. 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 That is unfolding within us and around us. Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around me. We open up to the all and the everything that is, that has been, that will be. We join with all of creation, with the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, the winged ones, the ones that swim and crawl, with rocks, trees, grasses, with the seas, the skies, the stars, the oceans, with the universe, with the known and the unknown, with all of life, the great mystery that is. We remember that we are one. Together, we are one. And once again, we are one. And for this opportunity to be together in community, to feel the dark and the light, the joys and the sorrows, the ups and the downs, for all of it, we know all of it serves Spirit. For this, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Now we're going to sing along This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Sing it with me. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time, this little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
as we shine, we listen to the words of Julia Fehrenbacher. And the title of this poem is The Cure for It All. Go gently today. Don't hurry or think about the next thing. Walk with the quiet trees. Can you believe how brave they are? How kind. Model your life after theirs. Blow kisses at yourself in the mirror, especially when you think you've messed up. Forgive yourself for not meeting your unreasonable expectations. You are human, not God. Don't be so arrogant. Praise fresh air, clean water, good dogs. Spin something from joy. Open a window even if it's cold outside. Sit. Close your eyes. Breathe. Allow. Allow the river of it all to pulse through eyelashes, fingertips, bare toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe until you feel your bigness, until the sun rises in your veins. Breathe until you stop needing anything to be different. So let's continue that process of breathing in, of breathing out together as we take this time, this communal breath, as we remember that we're literally ingesting, all of us, the same air. So we'll breathe 4 times together, taking it in mindfully and fully. And as we exhale, we release all that is past, letting go. And as we inhale, we come more fully present into this precious moment that is now. So we'll breathe in on each sound of the bowl. Together. Again. And finally, truly, we are one together. So I'm going to welcome back Joe Jencks. And I'm going to put a little plug in. I hope he'll say something about it, but and I think Carl will post it later. But he is doing on December the 19th a midwinter's night holiday concert at 8 o'clock Central Time. So I think after you hear him today, again, back with us in the circle, you will want to tune in to his online concert. So welcome, Joe, and thank you for being with us.
absolutely my pleasure to be back here with you and back in the circle. I was thinking as you were sharing thoughts about the Kerrville Folk Festival where we met and first connected. And I was thinking of time that I've spent in your home, had a few good nights rest in your home, and the opportunity to visit Celebration Circle in person in the before times. And it's just so good to still be in community with all of you. And thanks for holding that space. This is a song that uses the words Julian of Norwich wrote during the time of plague, and when people were suffering a lot. She wrote these words as a mantra for people to remember: all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And I built upon that to make this song. All will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. We gather here to witness and affirm the harmony of spirit and of heart. Manifest within you, brought forth from deepest hope, to be a force of healing in this world. Sing it, all will be well. All will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. You find your purpose in service to a light that emanates from each and every being that is in life. We see the gifts that blossom in your care, and the people who are nourished by your love. All will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. May you go forth to mend what has been broken, to feed those who are hungry, to quench the ones who thirst, for a world of compassion, for mercy that abounds, and a place to dwell in sacred gentleness. All will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. Wherever life may call you, wherever you may dwell, all will be well, all will be well. All will be well, all will be well. It is my pleasure to be here with you today and to share some thoughts and some ideas. I'm just going to make note of time so I don't let it get away from me. It's always a pleasure and a privilege as a musician to be afforded the opportunity to speak at greater length about the music, about the stories behind it. And it was almost 20 years ago that a minister first tagged me and said, you should be preaching. And I said, oh, no, you got the wrong guy. That's not me. And he said, nah, it's you. And I was terrified. He stuck me in the pulpit the next time I visited his congregation. I should say the congregation that he serves. His congregation would take umbrage with the idea that it's his, as would he. But he stuck me in the pulpit, and I realized that preaching was for me an expanded form of storytelling. I compress stories into songs, and the gift of being able to be here with you today, for me, and I think it's always useful to identify what we get out of a thing. The gift for me in being present with you is that I get to tell you a story, or many stories. I get to tell you stories as if we were sitting around the campfire at the Kerrville Festival, or in Seth and Rudy's backyard, or, the places that we gather. We get to let this space become that sacred space. And it is made sacred not by any particular item that's in it, especially now that we're all joining from different places. The space is made sacred by the intentions that we bring to it. It's made sacred by our presence and by our choice to enter into a mindfulness way of being present. And so I want to play a song for you that helps set that tone a little bit. It's called The Longest Night of the Year. And I wrote this about 5 years ago, just exactly this time of year. Standing in the dark, we light a candle as we hold on to the hope that things will change. Love will lead the way back into the light. The heart of winter is upon us. The chill wind touches every bone. Frost grows on the glass as daylight gives into the night. And somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our fears on the longest night of the year. There are days that we remember when the sun shone brightly in the sky. All the world was new and storm clouds passed us by. There are days that we remember when the sun shone brightly in the sky. All the world was new, storm clouds passed us by. The record just skipped there for a minute. Summer gives into the winter, through autumn's colors as they fall. As we strain to remember the sound of the songbirds' call. And somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our fears. Somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our fears on the longest night of the year. The promise of spring still lives within us, even when it seems so far away. So we hold hands and walk together, not knowing where the path will lead, as we dare to hold out hope in our time of need. And somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our fears. Yes, somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our tears. On the longest night, on the longest night, on the longest night of the year. I think for many of us, as we head into this period of time, the last few weeks before the solstice, before the days start getting longer, this is a hard time of year, in any year. It's why there are so many celebrations of light in the Northern Hemisphere this time of year. And reciprocally in the Southern Hemisphere, those celebrations of light come 6 months opposite ours. In the darkest hour, we instinctively reach for light. For some of us, that's a spiritual practice or a faith practice. For some, it's community, maybe the holiday baking traditions, the sweets. It's a thing that we do in the dark hours to remind ourselves that there is hope. But this year is like no other year. This year is unlike any year that most of us have ever been through. There may be some of you that have lived through tough periods personally. There may be some of you yet that remember the Great Depression, that remember World War II, that remember some of the harder moments in the 20th century. But for most of us, this is a new experience to walk through something this challenging. And it's compounded by the isolation. In World War II, people had victory gardens going. They would celebrate community in spite of the losses. They would gather together and grieve those that had died. And we don't have that opportunity in the same way. And I'm mindful of that because one who was a mother to me, my own parents died by the time I was 24. I was walking on my own in this world with the blessing of many beautiful siblings. But a woman came into my life who became my second mom. And for 24 years, she has been a force of goodness and kindness and gentleness and hopefulness. Perhaps one of my biggest cheerleaders. I remember the first time that I played at Carnegie Hall. I wanted to share that moment. And there were two people that showed up to share it with me. My dearly beloved and departed musician friend, James Durst. Some of you that attend the Kerrville Festival will remember James from days gone by. And he showed up. It was a week-long program that I was doing with a couple other musicians, and we were representing folk traditions of the world and performing all for New York City school kids, 2 shows a day for 5 days, 10 concerts at Carnegie Hall in 1 week. And it was an amazing thing. And somebody, a colleague sent me a note and said, yeah, well, let us know when you're playing a real show at Carnegie Hall. And I thought, God, what a snarky thing to say. There's nobody I'd rather play to at Carnegie Hall than New York City school kids. They are the light. They are the future. Our children are the ones that will lead us, that will guide us into a brighter future. And I thought it was such a bizarre comment that this person didn't recognize that this was the most beautiful work a person could be doing, was connecting young people to the broad, beautiful nature of the world around us. And, but I called second mom, Sharon. I called her that day when I got off stage. I was so excited. And I knew that she would understand, for a musician, what this meant. The old adage, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. This was such an accomplishment in my life. And she shared in that with me. And James shared in that. He took me to the Russian tea room in New York City, which is quite the ritual and sort of Russian high tea ceremonies. And it was a beautiful thing. He wanted to honor that moment for me as well. And he always was one of my great big brothers in the folk world. And so I hold the space right now, even as we, manage the darkness. We remember that there is light to look forward to. And that light sometimes is in the blessing and the wonder. And this week, as I mourn second mom, she died on Thursday as a result of COVID-19 in a nursing home alone. We were connected by telephone, and she had some great nursing assistants that were in the bubble and able to be there. But I know that my loss is a drop in the bucket of what so many people are experiencing and feeling. And the only way we can heal that is to make a point of not allowing our grief to be transformed into destructive anger. We cannot let our grief harden our hearts. We have to find a way to let whatever grief or struggle we're carrying with us be a thing that keeps massaging our hearts into some form of openness so that we can lead with compassion. And this next song is a song that helps me do that. It's called Bringing in the Light. It was written by my dear friends, Jane Lewis and Eve Goldberg. Yeah, just a beautiful song for this time of year. We are bringing in the light. We are singing through the longest night. Keep the fire burning. Have faith, we are returning to the light. The crescent moon curls just above the pines. Northern star is anchoring the sky. Clouds are slowly lifting, snow is faintly drifting, and the fields are dressed in icy shades of white. We are bringing in the light. We are singing through the longest night. Keep the fire burning. Have faith, we are returning to the light. Light a fire and let the smoke rise through the trees. Light a candle in an ancient prayer for peace. We will sing in celebration this hymn of invitation to awaken from our silent winter sleep. We are bringing in the light. We are singing through the longest night. Keep the fire burning. Have faith, we are returning to the light. The glorious light, the glorious light. We are bringing in the light. When it seems we've been forsaken by the sun, and our journey through the dark goes on and on, stand still for a moment as the spell of night is broken and the darkest star surrenders to the dawn. We are bringing in the light. We are singing through the longest night. Keep the fire burning. Have faith, we are returning, returning to the light, the glorious light, the glorious light. We are bringing in the light. We are bringing in the light. And I have one more song I'll share with you as part of this portion of the service. And I got to switch instruments here. The question exists. Okay, well, that's fine, Joe, but how do we allow grief not to harden our hearts? How do we take the sadness, the darkness, the frustration, the anger, all of the things that we feel when we're grieving? How do we not let that harden our hearts? And I think that's something we all have to answer for ourselves ultimately. But I'll tell you that for me, one of the great practices is gratitude. If I can remember why I'm sad, because I loved someone so much, because my life was blessed so richly by their presence, it softens that for me. It makes it easier for me to somehow be in relationship with the loss. To pursue healing is a choice. We choose healing. We choose to step into it. We choose to let healing be a practice. I light candles. I sit quietly. I play music. I play a lot of music right now. It's been really healthy for me to spend time doing creative things. But as I share stories about my second mom with people, as I share stories about her life, I am transforming what could become darkness back into light. I'm remembering the joy present in my life because of her. I'm remembering with gratitude all of the things that mattered in our connection, and recognizing that those connections are not bound by time or space. And that's really important. In Jonathan Livingston Seagull, there's a place at the end where Jonathan is leaving for good after having sort of ascended to a different plane of consciousness and back down with the gulls and back up and back down. He's leaving Sullivan, his friend Sully, in charge of continuing the practice and teaching more gulls that there's more to life than they think there is. And Sully is very sad because Jonathan is leaving and he knows this is the last goodbye. And Jonathan laughs at him and says, "Sully, for shame. What have we been practicing? What have we been learning here? If our friendship is bound by space and by time, how incredibly limited is that? If our friendship is bound by this place in this moment, it defies everything we have come to understand about love. But through that love, when we get to a place where we have overcome space, all there is an infinite here. When we overcome time, all there is an infinite now. Somewhere in the middle of here and now, don't you think we'll see each other once in a while?" I love that passage from Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I may have paraphrased a few bits of it, but that's the gist of it. Somewhere in the middle of here and now, don't you think we will see each other once in a while? And I hold on to that as I sing this song by my dear friend Louis Collins, who lives in Massachusetts, in Western Massachusetts. This is called Blessed. And this instrument, for those of you that are curious what it is I have just picked up, is an electric bouzouki. It was made for me by Baird Blaine, another person that I met at the Kerrville Festival. And it's a beautiful instrument. This is also one of his instruments there. So Kerrville's an amazing place. I'm not sure when we'll all get together again, but hope to see some of you there. You have given me the melody as it poured forth from my heart. You have blessed me with the meter as it beat through my veins. As I walk with you and listen, your words come to me. Oh, blessed are we this day. Hallelujah. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Blessed are we this day. Rain so gently falls to soak the earth. Life bursts forth from the sea. Roots go stretching down to draw their strength from the soil. Upward grows the plant, always reaching toward the heart beating sun. Oh, blessed are we this day. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Blessed are we this day. You grace us with your wisdom. Love bursts forth from our hearts. We plant our feet upon the earth to draw from our strength. Open wide our arms and open wide our arms, reaching toward the sky. We're flooded with light. Oh, blessed are we this day. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Blessed are we this day. May we walk within your melody as it pours forth from our hearts. May we step within the meter as it beats through our veins. Open wide our ears and listening, hear your words spoken clearly. Blessed are we this day. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Blessed are we this day. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Blessed are we this day. Oh, blessed are we this day. Thank you so much for being with us here at Celebration Circle today. Thank you for inviting me as a guest into the circle that you hold sacred. It is absolutely my pleasure to be here with you. Thanks to Zet and Rudy, and I'm going to toss this back to Zet for a meditation that she'll lead. But thanks, Zet, for mentioning my concert. Yes, next Saturday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, I'll be offering a holiday concert free of charge. Anybody can show up. There's a YouTube link on my website, right on my homepage. Scroll down, and that's joejencks.com, JoeJencks.com. And that'll stream on YouTube Live, and it's just available. It'll be a pretty unorthodox sort of holiday solstice, honoring the season concert, and hopefully it will bring some healing and some joy into the darkness for you.
Oh, thank you, Joe. So find yourself just in a place where you can rest. Blessed are we this day. Alleluia. As we take this time together to breathe in to the grief, to the sadness, to the remembering the way it used to be, the wishing for what it will be and when it will be. We just take this time now to be in this moment, to breathe into this moment, to allow this river of it all to pulse through every cell and fiber of our being, through eyelashes and fingertips, bare toes. As we breathe into who we truly are, as we allow the healing light of love to filter in and through these bodies that we walk around in, as we open up to feeling compassion for everyone and everything, no matter how hard it is. Breathing in, breathing out. Remembering that love is the only power. Love is our source for ourselves, for each other, for all of creation. As the mind wanders and distractions happen, we bring ourselves back with our breath to this moment, to this moment. And to this moment. Feeling gratitude for the all and the everything. We feel how blessed we are. We remember our connection to ourselves and each other and to spirit. And as we're willing to do this, we allow that feeling, that gratitude, that blessedness to filter out into everything that we do, to every contact that we make, to the seen and the unseen. And for this opportunity to be together, to remember who we truly are, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. As we bring ourselves back here, we continue this process of giving thanks for all of the abundance, for all that we have in our lives. In all things, give thanks. Thanks, Rudy.
In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks.
So we lift up our offering basket. We lift up our donations. We lift up our prayers. All the donations that you offer today or in the days to come go to support the work of the circle, that go to support us continuing to provide this creative approach to spirituality, daily and weekly, ongoing for almost 29 years now. So look at what you can give back financially. And for this, we say thank you. And we say, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. Together, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. And so it is. I'm going to invite Joe to come back and do one more song with us. Let's see.
Thank you. Glad to be back. This is a song that was written by my friend Greg Artsner and my friend Terry Leonino. Many people know them as the group Magpie. I don't know that they've traveled much in Texas, but it's a song that is called Give Light. And there's a repeating part. You'll pick this up. It's what Pete Seeger used to call the zipper song, in that just one piece changes and the rest of the stanza stays largely on the same format. Sort of like This Little Light of Mine is a zipper song. So I hope from wherever you're joining us this morning that you will sing with us on this. Give light. Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. People will find the way, I do believe. Teach peace, and people will find the way. Teach peace, Teach peace, and people will find a way. Teach peace, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Stand together. Stand together, and people will find a way. Stand together, and people will find a way. Stand together, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Give love. Give love, and people will find a way. Give love, and people will find a way. Give love, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Give light. Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. People will find a way, I do believe. Can't hear you, is that?
I love that one. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Joe.
Great to be in the circle with you today.
Great to have you with us. I'm looking forward to your concert. So hope that goes well. Thanks. And we'll say goodbye and connect with you again soon, hopefully.
Indeed. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe, be well, and have happy holidays.
Muting and unmuting. So I first want to thank you for the gifts given and received. I want to honor and hold up into the light the names and situations in the prayer circle, knowing that all is well and all shall be well. For this, for so much more, we are grateful. And a few announcements to share with you. Again, Meditation Circle happens on Wednesday nights at 7:30 to 8 with Angel Santiago this week. And we hope you'll touch in and tune into that on Facebook Live, a time for you to connect with yourself and just give yourself 30 minutes. Next Sunday, December 20th, I'm really excited. We'll be celebrating the winter solstice, and we're going to be joined by Molly Watts Witten, who is a member of the Baha'i, and she's going to share about how their belief in We Are One, and their belief that it's time for humanity to come together as one family. She's a wonderful creative person that we're looking forward to meeting here in the circle. And Chris Taylor will be doing music. He'll be back. We're looking forward to having him with us again. Also on Sunday, December 27th, that will be our annual Burning Bowl and letter writing ceremony. And you'll be receiving, if you wrote a letter last year, you'll be receiving that in the mail the next few weeks. And you'll be hearing more details about the Burning Bowl ceremony and how you can participate in that. And if you have Joss paper, which is the prayer paper that's kind of a rice mulberry paper with the gold or silver square in the center, you might want to get that out and have that ready for December 27th, Sunday. And then also, I want to thank Betty Franklin for reminding us that this year, the Christmas star is, for the first time in 800 years, there's the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, where they are so close together that it one single bright star. And there are times when you can see that really closely in the sky in that week of kind of the solstice, December 21st especially. So look that up and find a place where you can go see that star, see that light, be that light with us. So I think that's all I have. And I invite you to join us in singing our closing song as we remember that love is the only power. Love is the only way. I'm going to do a little camera adjustment here. So up close. Come in a little bit.
Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow.
So thank you for being with us. Thank you for supporting the work of the Circle. Again, your financial donations make a difference. And this is our year-end giving campaign. So take some time to think about how you can be a part of that. Just remember that no matter where you are or what you do, we love you. We bless you. We see the light in you. So go in peace. May all good things come your way. You want to play a little tune for us, Rudy? Just some.
Goodbye for now, hello forever. Going nowhere, we'll be together. Goodbye for now, hello forever. I say goodbye.
Thank you all. Have a beautiful week, and we will see you either Wednesday or next Sunday. Blessings, and thanks to Joe.
Bye.